read from blinky.rim. Now we can mount this paper tape. And we'll also turn on the audio output right now because Blinky is capable of using the audio as well. Don't have to, but it can. And now we'll switch to full screen because we don't need any output at all from Blinky. Okay, now to start the tape reading in, which we won't see now, which is a shame. I'll put it back here. We can see the tape reading in down the bottom of the screen, perhaps. Once it's finished reading in, it's reading in 3 separate blocks, which is why there's some gaps in there. Okay, now I can switch to full screen. And we can start playing with Blinky. Blinky has lots of features, but the best is or the most interesting is perhaps the Easter egg, which we set by making 1, 3, and 5. And as soon as Blinky sees this, it switches into Easter egg mode. Now we can set the speed here. I'm making it a little bit slower so we can see what Blinky is doing. And here it's showing its own code in the accumulator. And it's showing a delayed complement of the binary code in the I/O register. And also, if I switch on this, we'll see it's starting to display random dots, but those are just based on the information that's coming out of these 2 registers. So the X register is the accumulator, the Y register is the I/O register, and it's picking different bits out of that to make a random pattern on the screen. And if I now switch to one of the second Easter eggs, which are Easter eggs to display on here, then I can choose, let me see, turn this off and back on again. Now we've switched to rocket mode, but I can choose something different. For example, maybe, no, I won't bother. There's a half a dozen different patterns that it can show here. But now I'm going to show you the nested chaotic Easter egg, which is based on an algorithm by Marvin Minsky. And I can do that by switching, let me see, the switch off. Nope, not that one, this one. That one, there we go. Okay, and these switches here would also change that. And if we had the light pen enabled, we could change the display by clicking on different parts of that pattern. If that pattern is here, and we go back and do the same thing. So we're seeing different patterns here. And by choosing sensible values, we can get a circle, or a relatively good circle. So what we're doing here, we're just programming an instruction. So it's programming a rotate instruction with different values. And if I now turn them all off, it'll go away to a perfect circle. Now we're back to the normal mode, and this is the default. If all the switches are off, it chooses a default value, and turning on 4 and 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, we're now not using the default values, but we've set the pattern the same, and the speed is now set on these 3 switches here. So I can slow it down a bit, or quite a lot, or just a little bit. You can hear the pattern being played here. So if I change switch 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, to the other pattern, you'll hear it changes the sound. Get a little hoarse. Now if I change it back, and that's basically it. There are dozens of other things you can do with these switches here. For example, I can turn those two off and turn this one, perhaps that one on. And you'll see also the overflow flag flashes at the same speed as the basic clock, which is these three switches here. That's the basic clock speed, and that's how fast that one will flash. That's all there is to it, really.
Can you show some more of the Easter eggs, maybe, just for fun?
That was all the Easter. Well, no,
Well, we have the
that
rockets.
wasn't all the Easter eggs. There are plenty more. Okay. So let's start here with 1, 3, 5. Now we've got the basic Blinky showing you its source code or its binary code. 7. So it's a bit slow enough for us to see something.
But there's no output on the display yet, right? That's correct?
Because if I do that,
Exactly.
you'll get a different picture here for everything it's showing here.
Yeah.
The picture will be different. Okay, so let's try 3. Oh, not that one. 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 6. Let's try 1, 3, 6. So 1, 3. 1. One, 1, 3, 0, 3, 1. Okay, now we've got the basic rockets.
It's a guided missile, though, so...
Okay, I beg to differ. I wrote the code, it's mine. Let's set this to 7. That's a little bit faster. Okay, so now we've got 135007 set up. And if we change that to 131007. 1, 3, 1. Then we get a whole bunch of rockets. Now we can change it to 133, where we're getting what I call satellites. We can change it to 132. So 1, 3, 2. And those are called missiles. Or 136. 1, 3, 6. That's just one missile. 137. 137. They're dots. 127. 127. That's sky streaks. Okay. Someone have to come up with names. 126. And that's fireworks. 122. 1, 2. Oops. 2. Oh,
There you go.
we're back there. I didn't want to be there. 1, 3, 5. Okay. And 1, 2, 6. I think. Oh no, I did everything. That was it.
Cool. Maybe we can show the built-in help text, because you're working from the cheat sheet, but the cheat sheet can be printed on.
Absolutely, we can show that. Let's restart everything. First of all, we have to press the stop button as well. Now we can mount the tape again, the same tape, and we can.
But you have to put the switches on first, right?
Oh yeah, sure. So if we switch on sense switch number 3, sense switch number 4, then this will show the help text. The only time it will show it is when we're starting it, because it uses the same memory twice.
Right.
We overwrite ourselves. So let's turn everything back off again. Okay, so now we can, well, I've mounted the tape, I believe.
Yep.
So I can just press read in, where it will read in the code. So it's now reading in the same code as before. That's the second segment. This is with the help text. The third segment, when you see a gap, would have been that. And now it's showing up the
Blinky help text.
Blinky
And that's
help
also why
text.
it's not the default option, because
This
it
is
takes
my-
some time to type.
This is what I've got on the cheat sheet in front of me.
Yep. Let me zoom into that. Wobbly camera. But here you see the typewriter. And if you give it enough time, at 10 characters per second,
It will show that.
you get this. So that's why it's not the default startup option, because before you get to Blinky, you have to wait too long. All right, Mike, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That's a
And
cool
I
thing.
can show you one more thing.
Oh, yeah, of course.
If I set the switches to 7, 7, 7, well, I have to turn this off. You can abort the text by just turning it off.
Right.
Then it will flash.
Oh, yeah, the flashy thing, yes.
Yeah. So this is the flasher, which we can change the speed of. Can't remember how many switches are speed, but these are the speed switches for how fast it should flash.
Right.
So there you go. That's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's what's hidden behind Blinky when you boot up. Not many people know that.